Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, what's up there, guys? Just kind of gonna take a couple of seconds just to make sure that you guys can hear me. And then I think once you guys confirm there in the chat, whether or not you guys can hear, then I guess we'll get to cracking and we'll get started, guys. So let me just give it a couple of seconds there. Let me just hear if you guys just tell us there that you guys can hear us there in the chat. So once I can hear that you guys can hear us and that you guys are all here, then we'll start the session, guys. We'll start the session. So let's just hear. I think I'm just gonna put a couple of thumbs up there, just so that we can hear that everyone is in the session. We can hear. Awesome, guys. Awesome there. I think you guys can also hear the music that I'm listening to. So let me just put that off, just so that it doesn't disturb us as we're going. Because I can see there, we can hear the music playing in the background, and it's bad. Okay, I've just paused that just so that you guys can hear 100% there. Okay, I've sorted that out, guys. So let's get to cracking. We'll just start, I guess, with I don't think there's much for us to say about DXY specifically. But nonetheless, I'm just gonna keep following up here with what you guys are saying in the chat. So I've got it open there, just so I can always just follow up and make sure I see what you guys are saying. Yeah, guys. So welcome to the morning analysis here with the Forex Chasers Mentor. So what I'll be doing, basically, I'll just be going through my pairs. I didn't quite refine my analysis for you guys as yet. So what I'll do is I'll be refining for myself right now. But I'll also just be going through all of the pairs just so that we make sure that we're all up to date and we all understand our last Saturday session analysis. We all know where we are and basically what's the plan for us going on in the future. So let's just see what you guys are saying there. Who's in the building? I see there Jeanette Ngwane. They're in the building saying good morning. Welcome there, Jeanette. I see Ompile there. I see Leroy there saying we can hear you. Tabang saying always. See Jeanette is also agreeing there that we can hear. Thanks so much there, guys. I see Sbongugu here saying that we can hear you, but the music, okay, cool. We've got that one there. Black Market is saying yes, we can hear. Tabang there in the building, as well as Hannah there as well. Awesome, guys. Awesome. So what we'll be doing now is we'll just go ahead and get started with our DXY analysis there, So coming into the higher time frame structure, guys, let's just have a look at the daily just for a quick second over there. So on the daily, I'm just going to look at the most recent price action just so that we stay as relevant as we can. So looking at this most recent price action there, guys, what we do see is that we've got some sort of an ascending structure. Within this ascending structure, price has already given us a nice, beautiful first touch there. We've got our second touch there, and obviously this is our third touch region where already price has given us that third touch. But in addition, we've got this resistance area there where we see obviously last week prices coming above, failing to close and basically give us some nice bullish momentum as we approach this resistance area there. I see there, Patrick is saying we're within. I see there Eddie Jr. saying it just cut off. Hopefully it's back. I see the Wizzy saying you've been missing this whole week, man. Yes, man. On the 21st, so on Monday was my birthday, so I just decided that, you know, I've always wanted to have a week-long birthday celebration. So that's just about what I'm doing for myself. I took the whole week off, man. I took the whole week off and I turned 25 for one whole week. But yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for missing me there, Wizzy. Thanks, man. So coming into DXY, we basically see that prices are failing to close above this resistance area there. Obviously giving us, I guess, just some nice price action to work off or some nice relevant price action there. So going down onto a 4 hour, we'll obviously just be able to observe a little bit more about the nature of the price action. and then obviously we make a decision based off that. So coming to the 4 hour over here, just having a look at the most recent price action, what we see here is kind of like a bullish continuation, or at least bullish price action, looking like it's following through, nice momentum to the upside, pushing up there, pushing up there, pushing up there. But nonetheless, we discussed our higher time frame structure, and we know that the higher the prices pull, the closer that we come towards this resistance area there, the more our sell bias trading opportunities, or at least our sell probabilities, start to align for us. So what we were going to what we had planned to do was we had planned to look for some bullish price action. Obviously, we had previous resistance in this area here. The prices broke impulsively, haven't really come back to retest. So we were bullish on this pair. But obviously, we can see that there's already been some bullish momentum away from this point of interest that we were looking to take any dollar strength trading opportunities off. So what is left right now is just for us to wait and see if we do get maybe some dollar weakness as prices to approach this resistance area one more time. And if we do, we're at an area where we could expect some nice sell bias trading activity, and I want to be a part of that. So I'm going to be sell biased, just looking as to how does price make its way to this third touch region over here, and then obviously what does price action do at this third touch region. Let's go on to our first pair. Let's just stick to the 4 hour. Let's just stick to the 4 hour on all of our pairs, just so that we kind of kill time there, because we do only have limited amount of time. Let's just make this full screen as well. I see that Patrick is saying, belated birthday, my guy. Thanks there, Patrick. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot. Yeah, it was I guess chilled. I think I wouldn't have spent my time any other way. It was dope to have some time to myself. Also, I just took that time off to work on my own things as well, because obviously, yeah, time is of the essence. Time is of the essence. So I just took that time out to also just get my own personal things done. So coming down here, you can see that we've got this higher time frame structure, this nice big descending structure over there from a higher time frame. So obviously we can be expecting prices to want to break to the upside, because we've got this overall bigger, larger descending structure, and we know descending structures normally break to the upside. Though we've got our first touch there, we've got our second touch, and we see prices coming down, giving us almost, didn't quite touch that third touch, but almost a nice third touch of our support trend line over there. And basically, if we look at where price action is right now, you guys can clearly see that we're nearing or coming towards this resistance trend line. And as well as if we look at horizontal resistance, we've got this horizontal resistance area over here. And then as well as if we look at the nature of the price action and what we see here, basically from a 4 hour time frame, or maybe you guys can even consider this to be some daily time frame structure. But if you guys look at just what happened over here, what we do see is prices violating some support. So we're getting characteristics of, I guess, excuse me, I don't know why I'm burping now. But we're getting obviously characteristics of downtrending nature from a higher time frame, where we're seeing prices creating lower lows and lower highs. We are doing so correctively, but we are creating lower lows and lower highs. So obviously the higher time frame structure is in a downtrend. So if we just come, excuse me, to the most recent price action over here, what we will see is something, or what we can see or isolate is a little bit of how price action is making its way to the upside. So we've kind of isolated this nice ascending channel over here. We do know that ascending channels or ascending structures normally break to the downside. So we've already got an expectation of which direction we're assuming prices should be going. And what we're doing right now on the small time frame is looking for points of interest where we can be able to find those trading opportunities. So coming over here to obviously this most recent price action over there, what we can see here is we've got this point of interest up here. So we already know that this does function as a nice area where we can begin to look for those short trading opportunities. But if we drop to the 1 hour and we just come to the most recent price action, we will be able to see that price action right now is stuck within some sort of a sideways moving market. So we're stuck within some sort of a range where we've got prices making some sort of an ascent. We've got an extreme high up here in this area over here. Prices come down, give us a nice extreme low. And ever since we created this extreme high and extreme low, we've been creating levels of structure inside of that extreme high and that extreme low. So obviously warranting me to believe or to assume that this is some sort of a sideways moving market. And if this is a sideways moving market, I already know where my probabilities lie. My probabilities obviously sell bias trading opportunities. I want to sell from the high of the range. buy bias stock trading opportunities, I want to buy from the low of the range. So already with my sell bias, I already know which areas I should be focusing on. Now, simple enough, guys, all we're waiting for is for some bias price action. Now, on a smaller time frame, I do have a setup maybe for the day on a 15-minute that I might be looking at just for today. And obviously, if this setup doesn't hold, then we'll go back up to our higher time frame structure. But because I am sell biased, I am seeing we have one high over here, we've got another high over there, giving us some nice liquidity. What I want to see is prices breaking above this resistance area and then obviously giving me momentum shift in the direction that I'm looking to trade higher time frame. I do have a point of interest up here where I would like to add size if price ever gets to this area over there. 15 minutes looks like it's going to kind of close as some sort of a pin bar. But what we'll just do for ourselves, I'll just set an alert there and just make sure that if price action does come up there, then I will be obviously alerted and I can be able to take an entry. Let me just make sure that settings are there. There we go. Cool. So we do have maybe just some potential short-term sell side momentum that might come into the market. So this is kind of what I want to trade. Since I am sell biased anyway from a higher time frame perspective, might as well drop down on the smaller time frames and look to see if I can get involved if the sells do present themselves. So like I said, this is obviously the first entry or the entry that I'm going to kind of look at for the day. And if this entry fails, obviously, then we focus our attention to these highs here. If not these highs, then we obviously focus our attention at this point of interest up there. So long story short, on AUDCAD, we're looking for that sell bias, those sell bias trading opportunities. And all we're going to be doing for ourselves is either waiting for prices to react from here, either this resistance up here, or maybe our point of interest up there before we see that downside continuation. So it doesn't really matter how prices present this setup to us. All that matters is that we're waiting for prices to give us a nice entry criteria in the direction that we're looking to trade off one of our points of interest that we've observed from a higher time frame perspective. So that's kind of what I'm going to be looking at on AUDCAD. Sell side momentum for the day. Let's just go on to some Aussie Swiss franc. We'll see if it's okay enough to talk about. Cool. So Aussie Swiss franc, guys, we basically have this overall structure momentum to the downside. I'm going to kind of maybe just try not to look at higher time frame structure just for the purpose of time and stuff like that. But nonetheless, we've got some momentum here on our left-hand side. After that momentum, we see prices entering some sort of a corrective structure. Within this corrective structure, we've got our first touch there, our second touch somewhere in this area here. And you guys can see at our third touch, we're creating another newer structure. So that's kind of why we're not looking at this overall structure over here, but instead we just chose to focus on this most recent piece of price action because yes, we will still be able to find our trading opportunities in the direction we're looking to trade just by looking at this one structure. So basically this structure here, obviously you can see that it's an ascending structure. So obviously we already know or have indication of some downside or some potential downside momentum. And that's what we're kind of going to be waiting for. So because we're looking for that nice, beautiful downside momentum over here, what we'll do is on a smaller time frame, obviously we observe our levels of structure, all those nice, good, juicy stuff, and then obviously look to trade at those points of interest. So first area is obviously these equal highs here, the prices are violated and broke back below. So if we do see prices coming back up to this area over here, obviously giving us some nice confirmation, however we look for our entry criteria. This is an area where I will be looking for my sell bias trading opportunities. Otherwise, if this setup does fail, then my next attention goes to my point of interest up top there, which prices did come close to, but have not really tapped into as yet for my sell bias trading opportunities. So sell bias on Aussie Swiss franc, we basically have these 2 points of interest, this resistance up here, and obviously this POI up there, which you'll be looking for our short-term downside trading opportunities from. So sell bias on Aussie Swiss franc. Let's go on to some AJ, see what's cooking here on some AJ. I'm checking the chat there. I see Evangelist David there saying good morning. Evangelist in the building. How you doing? I'm awesome, man, Mr. Evangelist. Nice to see you there in the building, man. Nice to see you there in the building. I saw you've been hosting some crusades and those nice things there, man. I'm following you there on Instagram. I'm following you there. So I can see, man, you're doing what your name says, man. You're being an evangelist for real. But otherwise, guys, you'll just see, I will jump on back here on AJ. We'll jump back onto some AJ. So on AJ, I don't think anything is very clear for me right now, but obviously you guys can see that we have this nice structure there, high time frame structure. We've got a nice point of interest up there. So basically, long story short, guys, inside of this range, the sideways moving market, I don't think I want to do anything inside of there. I want to wait for prices to pull to my extreme levels of structure, either to resistance or to extreme support and the probabilities that are currently presenting themselves. So what I'll be doing, guys, is I'll be waiting for price action to pull up. Yeah, so AJ, I'm going to be exercising a little bit of patience now, just considering how price action is developing as of now. So what we'll be waiting for is just to basically see price action coming up over here to our point of interest, where we'll be looking for that downside continuation. So basically, we've got our first touch, second touch, third touch over here. We can expect prices to react at this third touch area, which will also be at the high of our range, our current sideways moving market, extreme highs, extreme lows, price creating level of structure within. So we do have this range, and then obviously this will be the high of the range. And if we do see prices maybe faking out of this internal structure, the smaller structure that we have there, then we also have obviously this high time frame POI, point of interest area of value, whatever you want to call it, where you guys can still be looking for, where you guys also can still be looking for reversal structures inside of this POI for that downside momentum. So on AJ, I am sell biased. Looks like we're going to require, or at least it's going to require us to add a little bit of, just a little bit of patience. But yeah, patience pays in the market, guys. Patience pays. Like Warren Buffett did say, the market is an environment that takes money out of the pockets of the impatient and puts money into the pockets of the patient. So on AU, I think I was kind of trying to get ready this morning or whatever, but I do have same thing, guys. Just picture AJ, very same thing, or something very similar, where we've got this nice momentum to the downside, nice beautiful corrective structure over there. But only difference here is that we basically just got let me just do this, because I don't like to see what I was thinking before. I want to think it from scratch. Cool. And then obviously, if we see the same thing, then we do see the same thing. If structures change and it looks different to us, then obviously we just go with the flow. Structures change, see something different. So basically, coming up here to this price action here on AU, we've got this point of interest or area of value over there. Prices broke above, broke back below. So simple enough, all we're waiting for is just for price action to come back up into this area of value, where we've previously seen prices breaking above, breaking back below. Once we see prices coming back to retest this area, this is an area where I would want to add or want to look for my short-term sell bias trading opportunities. And obviously, I do have a point of interest up here where I'm willing to add size if I do find a reversal structure on a smaller time frame inside of this point of interest. But otherwise, yeah, potential maybe head and shoulders kind of looking structure over there, beginning somewhere in this area here. We've got a nice right shoulder, we've got a nice left shoulder, and obviously this can be the completion of the right shoulder for momentum to the downside that might just complete where the structure has started, which is also the 90% rule of the structure. So either this right shoulder setup over here or our nice third touch of structure over here will give me some nice, if we don't find it from here, we look for it at this nice, beautiful third touch region up top. Sell bias on AU. So let's go on to some CCN. Let me check what's happening there in the chat. I see Hannah N is saying, thanks for these lives, man. They help so much. I'm heading for 3.0 next. I'm just saving up. We're waiting for you, Hannah. We're waiting for you. Once you're ready to join, I guess the most beneficial thing is just being able to consistently watch someone else going through their processes. Because the more you watch someone going through their processes, the more things begin to make sense, and the more you connect your own dots. And that's kind of how I guess all of our development processes have been, is that we try and emulate, we try and copy someone else, and then obviously in that process of copying, you connect your own dots. You see what does work, you see what doesn't work, and then obviously you do more of what does work for you, you do more of what feels natural, what feels comfortable, and then you do less of what does not work. I'm just trying to make sure that the network is okay. Why does the network seem like it's bugging? Let me just go and double check the network, guys. Okay. I'll come now, guys. Let me just finish up chat. Concentrate. Okay, guys. Hopefully we okay. I'm just trying to wait and see if we if the network is okay there. I think, guys, just let me know there on your guys' side if the network is okay. But on my side, the network has just timed out. So just let me know there. Let me just maybe see some stuff there that says that the network is okay. I see the evangelist David. Please, you guys should get Elon Musk's Starlink internet, the best so far. I would definitely agree with you there, evangelist. I would definitely agree with you there. I think things are looking a little bit okay. I hear you. It's fine. Okay, no problem. No problem. Thanks, there, evangelist. So let's continue, guys. Let's continue. Since the network and everything is okay, let's just continue. So we're coming here, guys. We're looking at some Swiss yen. So I think Swiss yen. Okay, let's not go up to the higher time frame just for time's sake. But nonetheless, if we look at what's been going on over here, simple enough, you guys can see some sort of head and shoulder structure forming. Right shoulder, break above structure, break back below, and then obviously you guys can see that we've reacted already to this right shoulder, this left shoulder, the resistance area up there. We hear you and see clearly. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much there. Yeah. So basically, just coming to the most recent price action, just focusing on what's most relevant to us right now is just this. We basically see prices coming in from the top, giving us some extreme or at least some support structures over there, giving us some resistance structures over here. We then see price action creating levels of structure inside of this support and resistance ever since it was kind of created. Yeah, we kind of got like a young fake out there, but nonetheless, we see prices coming back to respect this area over here. So we know that this is our actual level of structure. That's why I kind of have that marked out over there. So just looking at what's been going on over here, clear enough, we're moving sideways. We know that our probabilities, if we're trading a ranging market or a market that is moving sideways, we already know that we're looking for those selling probabilities from the high of the range and those buying probabilities from the low of the range. Now, obviously, our higher time frame narrative says that we in an ascending structure, higher time frame, ascending structures normally break to the downside. This most recent price action here looks to resemble the beginning of some sort of a head and shoulder structure or whatever the case is. And so for those reasons, we know that higher time frame, we want to be sell biased on this pair. But now where will our sell bias trading opportunities come? At the resistance or at the high of the range. Now, I want to see the same thing that we saw over here. Same way that we saw a fake out breaking out of the low of this range. I want to see a fake out breaking out. You guys can see that we've got some equal highs over here in this area. We've got another set of equal highs somewhere over here in this area over there. So two sets of equal highs. So which means that there's a couple of something nice above here, and there's also a couple of something nice above here. So chances that the market will come up and violate this resistance area are kind of a little bit high. So where I want to look for my trading opportunities, my sell bias trading opportunities, is at this point of interest over here. I'm asking myself, where did I see a whole bunch of sellers coming into the market being able to violate some support structures? I saw them coming into the market from this area here, meaning that when prices do come back to this area over here, this is an area where I've previously seen sellers are interested in selling from. So I should also probably be looking for sell trading opportunities from that exact same area as well. So I know that higher time frame, this is the narrative, this is where I want to trade higher time frame, but looking at where price action is right now, we are slap bang in the center of this range. Now, obviously you guys can see I did have a nice blue tag over here, meaning that I was looking for buy trading opportunities over the weekend. That was obviously because price action had the potential maybe to come down low, give us a buy before we come up for the lower time frame sell. But looking at what price action is doing right now, I think I kind of maybe, because I can see that it's moving sideways on a smaller time frame. Oh crap, and we'll be able to isolate some downside momentum. So it looks like it is kind of maybe going to give us a sell trading opportunity. So let's just also take this into account, mark out this structure over here, and then obviously we just accommodate and adjust depending on how we see fit. Let me just delete this other nonsense here because it's not really relevant to me. There we go. Cool. So we've got this kind of a structure over here. Obviously, we see momentum violating to the downside. We know that we want to be selling. So obviously, just for maybe a trade that might present itself either today or tomorrow, or whatever the case is, this is a nice area. Asking ourselves the exact same question. Where do we see a bunch of sellers coming into the market before price action was able to violate all of these support structures? Over here, we see these sellers coming in from this area here, meaning that if price action does come back up to this area, this is an area where we want to be looking for those sell bias trading opportunities. We also have a nice first touch, second touch. So obviously price action can want to come up, give us that nice, beautiful third touch of structure before we see the momentum to the downside that does come out and violate structure. So obviously, if we don't see this first setup play out, sorry, hi, how are you doing? Yeah, you guys gonna use the boardroom? No, it's fine. Are you in this? I'm in YouTube live now. Okay. Cool. Yeah, guys, I see Mrs. Liseo Mutupi is in the building here. But otherwise, let's continue. She threw me off. I'm confused now. I don't even know what I was saying. let me take a sip of my young drink there. Just 1 second, guys. Thank you. Just to wet the throat a bit there. But otherwise, we've got this nice sell bias setup up here. So obviously, price action does decide that that's the agenda of the day, that maybe we might not be going up top for a nice higher time frame sell. And if this is like the sell that's going to present itself to us, then obviously this is the first area where we're looking to trade. If this setup fails, then obviously the next area that we're looking to trade is up in this area up here. So we've got two nice POIs for this nice sell bias trading opportunity, or the sell bias momentum. So what I'll do for myself is change my tab from cyan to purple, just so that we know that we're looking for some short-term downside. What's good, Uncle Steve? Do you wanna come and greet the YouTube family there? Just to say hi there. Just to say hi. What's happening? Or they can see. I'm opening it up now. I'm opening it up now. Yeah, this is the YouTube live. Monday mornings we go live on YouTube. Then why is it on Zoom? Like, how does it happen? I'm streaming from the other computer. Oh, 1 month. Technology. I'm impressed, man. I'm impressed. No, guys, what's happening? No, here we are. You know, it's a very someone to you guys do know. Just make sure that you guys do check out. You can see all this information that you are sharing here. The most important thing from us is to make sure that we're sharing valuable content. So yeah, man. Joe, what's happening? We in the streets, king of the streets. It's been a while since I've seen you, Joe. Yeah, man, I've been growing up, man. I took a birthday for 5 days. Man. Oh, Joe, I didn't grow up 1 year. I 2-3 years for 5 days. For 5 days. The live is streaming from Eva's PC. Yeah. Joe, we just wanted to. I don't know. We just wanted to for like 10 minutes just to discuss some stuff. I have no stress. Do you need the bottom now? Yes, just okay, cool. 10 minutes. I'll just. No, are you okay? I'll excuse myself. Yeah, it's fine. I'll excuse myself. Can you log it in maybe in the store? Let me see for you. Thanks a lot. So just give me a second there, guys. To relocate myself. Level concept. I get level. Yeah. Okay, just give me a second there, guys. I'm just organizing myself. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, let's do the things, guys. Let's do the things. This is kind of this is kind of what I always told myself that when I'm trading or when I'm doing something, I'm gonna learn it to the point that I'm not reliant on anything else besides just this. Like, be able to put me in front of any chart, anywhere, do anything, anyhow, and I should still be able to get things done. You know what I'm saying? I should still be able to manage things, make things happen, and still do the job. Carol, I'm live on YouTube now. I'm doing the YouTube live. Oh, the 3.0 signals, yeah. Okay. I'll come there. I'll come because I saw you made a lot of changes without me. So I'll come and just follow up there. Thanks. Sure. Sorry, I don't know why IT is calling me now. But yeah, guys, so we basically we've got two contingency plans here. We know where our trade, maybe the closest trading opportunity, we can see exactly where that might present itself to us. This is where we're going to add size. This is where we're going to look for our reversal structures. Then obviously our second plan of action is to look for those trading opportunities up high. So that's kind of what we're doing there. Let's see. What are you guys saying there in the chat? What are you guys saying there in the chat? Back on, let's go. I see there Giovanni is saying, good day, Forex chasers. The evangelist is saying, bro, what did you mean by sell buys? I don't understand that. Okay. Oh, sell bias. Sell bias. Yeah. Bias is basically what you think should be happening. And so sell bias would mean that you're looking for trading opportunities. You're looking for selling opportunities, and obviously buy bias means that you're looking for buying opportunities. Yeah. That's yeah. I think they yo, this is a difficult name, so I'm just gonna use your surname there. Mutati. I see you said, I think you said or meant sell bias. Yeah, 100% there, Mutati. I see Janetta saying sell bias. Yeah, 100% there. Thanks. I see Tawang saying namaste, bro. Evangelist is saying please spell in the building. Okay, I'll let him know. I think they were having a meeting or something today. I see Kopan is also saying they're in the building. Perseverance is saying every Monday do you do this type of live stream and it starts what time? So yes, every Monday we do go live from Forex Chasers channel. And it starts at about in between 9:45 and 10 o'clock. Anytime in between 9:45 and 10 a.m. South African time. That's the time that our sessions normally start. Let's see there. Seeing Chantra saying, away, Mr. Lisiva. It is also saying, Bossman, except Bossman from Hannah. The Victor saying, hi, team, and the big chaser, not forgetting the rest of the chasers. What could the Victor Hannah saying? You have to do the thing, love the passion, and not stopping and giving us the info. Always. Lighten there in the building. We're saying, Tremaine, let's kill it. Well, Lighten, nice to see you there. I think I've caught up with all the other questions in the chat. Let's just continue with our, so Susian, we're done. We're around about done with Susian. So let's go on to next pair, New Zealand dollar CAD. We'll go up to a 4 hour and then just have a look at New Zealand dollar CAD. Hey guys, I spilled all of this energy drink on myself. Now I'm just wet. My legs are wet. My arm is wet. So uncomfortable. Okay, so I think we've got some analysis that's already been done over here. At least I think that was part of my preparations on the weekend. But nonetheless, if we just take a look at what's been going on over here, we've got this overall higher time frame descending structure. Yeah, I'll just wait for my charts to load. I don't know why this section here has not loaded. Just give it a couple of seconds. There we go. It's loaded, loaded, loaded. So we've got this high time frame descending structure, right? We've also got this extreme, this big, larger thing. But the reason why we're not really gonna worry about this is because price is gonna take a long time to get there and to do whatever it needs to be done before that structure is relevant to us. So what we'll do is we'll just focus on this inside structure, this most recent structure. You can see that we've got a nice descending structure there. First touch, second touch. At the third touch, we've got a break outside of our structure. We've got a break back into our structure with some nice momentum. This is the momentum that we've been looking to see pushing to the upside for a while. And we finally see that, yes, these buyers are there. Yes, it probably took a while for us to see evidence of buyers being interested in this market, but obviously right now we can see that they are finally there, they're in the building, and we're going to follow along suit, trade this most recent momentum that we see coming into the market. So if we just look at the general structure here on a 4-hourly perspective, see what's going on over here. Just generally on a 4-hour, we've got prices breaking above this previous resistance area there. So we basically got some resistance, extreme highs there, prices breaking above. So a nice area where obviously if prices come back to retest, we can be looking for continuation to the upside. So that's obviously one of or part of the plans that we have over here. We're focusing on this previous resistance that can function obviously as support since prices have broken above. But otherwise, obviously, if prices fail from here, the next area of value that we're looking at is this area of value down there, where we will be looking for upside trading opportunities. So I'm still asking myself the exact same question. In this whole move to the upside, where did the buyers come in that were able to actually start violating this resistance area? I see a nice bullish engulfing over here at the support. So now I know, oh, the buyers came in from this area here. So potentially, obviously, prices do come back to this area over here. This is an area where I should be willing to add size or at least be looking for reversal structures inside of this area on a very small time frame to be able to find a much better refined entry for this move to the upside. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing here on New Zealand dollar CAD. I am bullish on New Zealand dollar CAD, waiting for prices to come to this area over here, either give me a setup from here. If I don't get a setup from here, this is the last area where I am looking to buy for the upside continuation. So New Zealand dollar CAD, I apologize, my drawings are looking like absolute crap right now, but I'm using a box. I'm being resourceful and I'm using this bunch of boxes to balance my mouse. So I do apologize for that if anyone is paying attention to that. But yeah, anyway, let's just go on to some New Zealand dollar JPY. Cool. Go on to 4-hour. I see Hannah saying, okay, cool there, like them. There's no new questions there in the chat. No new questions in the chat. Okay, cool. So since my preparation or my work from the weekend is already here, I'll just explain kind of what I'm looking at because I don't like New Zealand dollar JPY right now. I don't think it's got a lot of opportunities for me where it currently is. So I'm just going to sit on my hands in terms of New Zealand dollar JPY. But nonetheless, you guys can see first touch, second touch. Obviously, if prices do come up to give us a nice, beautiful third touch, this is a point of interest where we'll be able to find those downside trading opportunities. Where we are right now, we are stuck within extreme highs and extreme lows. And we know that anytime we're stuck within extreme highs and extreme lows, our trading probabilities obviously come in for buying opportunities at the extreme lows, for selling opportunities at the extreme highs. If price is not anywhere close to these points of interest over here, you're gonna get 50-50 probabilities, or you're gonna get the probabilities of trading with inside of the range. Whether that's you being involved in chop, or whether that's you being involved in low probability trading opportunities, guys, that's what you're gonna get if you're trading in the middle of the range. So I guess for New Zealand dollar JPY, the safest thing that we can do for ourselves is just wait for price action to come to these extreme levels of structure, where we'll be able to get better trading opportunities with better risk to reward ratio and obviously better probabilities on the trade. So New Zealand dollar JPY, you can see it is purple because I do want to sell it because of the structure that I've got there. That if prices do come up to this area over here, that is a value area for me to be looking for sell bias trading opportunities. Where we are right now, I'm going to sit on my hands. So let's just have a look at some US30, and after this, we'll call it a session. This is the last pair that we're going to have a look at for today's weekly market forecast. And otherwise, guys, I think what I'll just do is I'll give you guys a couple of minutes, maybe about 10 minutes or whatever. Straight after we're done with US30, I'd like to maybe just open up to you guys ask whatever questions maybe that you guys have to ask, or whatever you guys maybe need clarity on. Hopefully not asking to go and do analysis on specific pairs, because that's going to be very time consuming. But basically, let me feed your knowledge with my own experiential knowledge, and ask questions that are kind of maybe relevant to your growth as an individual, maybe relevant to your trading growth as well. So let's get into some US30. We have a conversation about US30, and then we'll call it a session. I think I'm just gonna delete this because well, I'm trading anyway. So on US30, guys, you guys already saw I am looking for some bullish trading opportunities, and if you looked at the tag, you would see that it's also blue. So I am looking for some bullish trading opportunities. So what I am doing is I'm going to be looking to just trade in the direction of the higher time frame narrative, which is obviously high long-term bullish, and basically just also trading the fact that I see these people. We do see